What's up, Ash?
What's up, Josephine?
I'm back, man. I feel like you and I do these actually kind of often.
I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, I'm pretty sure almost every 4 week fast track we have done
Yeah,
a live together, which I love. It's
yeah,
great.
yeah. It's always fun.
Mom and dad coming in hot with
That's right.
questions
Mom
and
and yes,
answers.
mom and dad. Laying it down.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Checking in to see if we are live, which I know we are, but giving everybody a moment to come in. Rachel's in the house. What's
Yeah,
up, Rach?
Rachel's here.
Yeah.
No, dude.
There we go. Joy is here. Leah's here. Katie's here. Mark's here. Y'all are on it. Susan
Dude, the
Holman
crew. This is the crew.
Taylor's out. Hi, everybody.
What's up,
All
guys?
right. We'll give you all still another moment. I can see the chat on my phone. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at what you guys are saying.
Oh
We
yeah,
didn't have a
Kate.
ton of
It's
questions get
nice.
dropped in. So if y'all have anything, please drop them in. Whatever you guys have.
Yeah, whatever
Uh,
questions you guys got. I think we're on what, week 3 of the program, right?
week 3.
Time
You
goes
know,
by
Joe,
pretty fast.
it's kind of crazy because we've been teaching now what for a little like we're going to 3.5 years, over 3 years.
Well
And
into 3, yeah.
um, it's 4 week fast track is always kind of this moment of like, here we go again in an exciting way. But it's kind of cool to see how even as many as we've had, how different they've all been.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like you felt, I definitely felt it on this one. So I really vibed with this program, at least in the beginner track. I know the intermediate track's a little bit different, but it was definitely a cool vibe. So
What
we'll
were
talk
you,
more about it.
what was drawing you to it?
You know, the thing I loved, especially about the beginner track, and you guys can chime in. Hi, Sherida. I love that I'm officially saying your name right, finally, after 3 years. It only took you flying to New York City and coming to the training lab for me to understand how to say your name properly, but we got it. Um, one of the things with the beginner track, and I mean, look, we can even dive into this, right?
Yeah.
Because I was even going back and looking at the programming and reminding myself of like how far we kind of jumped in 4 weeks. And you get this, Joe. Sometimes in your programming, it shouldn't really change, right? Like we talk about this a lot. It's like do the basics, do them often, do them over and over, and do them for a few weeks. And I mean, they work, right? Like consistency is good. But some of the things that we did in the beginner track or track one, is that we really focused on every day. We went from trisets to, we went from supersets to trisets, and then we did more of like a giant set. So every day we
Okay.
kind of mixed it up just a little bit. It was always full body. And, listen, when you're kind of focusing on a get lean program, especially when you're like, let's say in a track one style program, it's always going to be full body because you get multi-joint, big action, and then you get rest in between. So there's not that split of muscle group. I love a good split, but these felt pretty good. And I think the one thing I really loved is that we focused on this like RPE scale, which we don't talk about a lot, unless we're doing things on time,
Yeah.
right? So you're doing like 6 reps, your weight should be locked in to how you should feel, right? 10 reps, your weight should be locked in. But when you kind of get into this gray area, it's good to train in that space sometimes, because then you have to like really own your training, and you kind of have to like own your physically how you're like what your output is. So, I mean, look, week one, we did like squat to calf raise, which, listen, we forget that can be really hard sometimes, especially when you're first getting started and you're learning how to balance. And
Yeah.
doing calf raises seems easy until you lift your heels and you're like, wow, I almost fell over on my face. And then by week 4, which we're going into next week, and they started doing it this week with Christina, was like some jump squats. Like we went from squat to calf raise to jump squat, which is a pretty big jump. But
Yeah.
I think it speaks a lot to like just ease in sometimes. We did like reverse lunge hops on the ground. And by this week, we're going up onto a bench, which again, our bench is kind of low, but you ever had that moment where you get up there and you're like, this feels a lot higher than
Oh, dude,
I
when
thought
you're
it
in it for
was?
a certain amount of time, yeah, it
You
gets
get on
in
top of the bench, you're like,
fast.
am I okay to get down off this bench? We switched up in day 2, we went laterally. So we started getting lateral lunges in. We progressed our push-ups from the bench to the floor, which I still do push-ups on the bench sometimes because I just think they feel really good sometimes, but it was nice to do that. Listen, going from Heisman's to mountain climbers and high knees to like, you know, I don't know. I think it was a really cool progression. So if you guys have been in track 1, kudos. Because by the time I see you guys next week, I'm not as nice as week 1, I guess. I was really nice.
You turn it up a little bit.
I was really nice in week 1. I'm super welcoming. Like, you guys got this. And by week 4, I'm like, shut up, let's go. No, and like the best way. So hi, Tamiko. What's up, Arlene? But what about you? Like, how did you feel about like track 2? What were some of your highlights? I mean, I know we're in week 3, but
yeah,
listen, sometimes it's nice to go through it.
Yeah, the consistency is super important. I like that we're talking about that and showing like subtle variations, subtle degrees of changes. The tempos were fun. It was fun to play with it too when we were filming it. Honestly, I remember doing it and I was like, this, we turned it into a kind of a funny thing of like, going super intense.
Shocker of the century that you were probably being weird on set.
Yeah, for sure I was. And then we were like, all right, let's calm it down, go really slow.
Yeah.
The yin and the yang. Mid class was fun to play with, man. No, it was good. I like that we always are changing up the points of focus, so people can also see different modalities too. It's probably my favorite part of doing these programs. Because I always see it as more as we're making this for the community and for a lot of people, it's cool to expose people to these different styles so you can start to find just what your sweet spot is, what your style of training really is, because they're all great. It's just what really fits with you. Yeah.
I see some of the comments rolling in. So obviously Joe and I's most recent programs they're very nice. 12 weeks to Jacked, super nice. It's like just like a big teddy bear hug, 12 weeks to Jacked. And like Everyday Athlete 2 was super easy, low key, not hard at all. No, I'm kidding. But I was thinking about it for those people who were, and I could speak to like Everyday Athlete 2, how to like connect, if you're in beginner track 1, obviously EA2 we said was an intermediate plus. Let's be honest, it's like a plus. It's way up there on the tough scale. But we kind of played around with something very similar, Joe, which is where 2 days a week we did these like supersets. They were agonist supersets, right? So you're doing like same muscle group, you're doing like low rep, really heavy into like same muscle, high rep, really light. And we kind of played around with that in track 1, right? So you're right, like giving people access to different types of training. It was really different than EA1, which we did more of like German body comp big blocks. We do like 4 moves at a GBC style. So yeah, I think it's really cool to highlight some of the stuff, maybe even that you'll like. Did you guys do anything in track 2 that you actually had in 12 weeks to Jacked? Were there like certain elements that you see in 12 weeks to Jacked?
Just like the contrast training, like there were some moments of contrast sets, like in the performance phase, or progress into those drop sets to failure.
I feel that. Jessica had a great question that just came in, which I think it's kind of fun. Like I like to give you guys some behind the scenes of us filming. She was wondering, do you guys film programs back to back? So programs, depending, right? It depends on what's coming out. Obviously when Joe was filming 12 weeks to Jacked, I remember just him being in the depths of those weeks. And there were definitely times where, depending on schedules, like we'll even film 2 workouts in a day, which is not easy. But we do it, right? And we obviously have some recovery in between. But usually our programs, we have some breaks in between, which is nice. So like you'll see, if we're filming a program, we might not be on lives. So, and then if we're on live, someone else is filming a program. So that's kind of how we like balance it out a little bit. But yeah, there were some days, I know in Everyday Athlete, I had a few days where I did doubles, and I saw the afterlife for a bit and then came back.
It pushes you, doesn't it, man? Yeah.
For those of you guys who did 12 weeks of Jacked, you know, Joe called me out on it, made a video about it. But there was one day that I saw Joe in the studio, and like he was like in it. And also, like, I thought, you know, Joe was kind of like prepping for summer. Like there was a bit of a cut going on. And I made the mistake of using the wrong language when I was telling Joe that he was looking like the cut was working kind of thing, right? Like buff, but like he was like leaning out, which is what a cut is. And Joe took it as me telling him that he was looking small, and you know, that like his muscles were deteriorating apparently. And so I know a few of you guys have seen that clip. My brother is actually doing 12 weeks of Jacked, and he's like, Ash, I couldn't stop laughing when Joe was like, Ash. So
y'all don't say that.
Katie said I was rolling laughing. I just didn't realize I said it, and it just goes to show you that
Ash, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Just every time you see me, you see Akeem, you see Tim, you just go like, man, Tim, those quads look massive.
Huge.
Akeem, your shoulders are huge, dude. You're looking beefy. Joe, are you on a pump right now? Like that's what you say.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Scott, what's up, my friend? Scott's asking if there's going to be another pop-up. Look, I don't know. You know, Joe popped up in Chicago. It was a version of a pop-up, but he popped up. I would definitely say that, listen, we want to start seeing you guys so much more, and TTL really like amped us up having in-person elements. And so I will say it, like, it's definitely top of mind for all of us, for our team. So, you know, I hate to say it, but stay tuned. I don't know. You never know what's coming down the road. But we don't
know what, but I know we want to do more in-person events. Like we love it as coaches, but like I know we just want to do more of it. You know, because we got a great community, and so we're gonna definitely be working on that.
Yeah. All right, what else do you guys got for us? I mean, we're going into week 4 of 4-week fast track. Are you good? Do you guys have like a plan for what's next? I know Woody has.
Yeah, there's a lot of options.
My gosh, I spaced on the name. Megan, remind me of the. It's a hyped up road to. Nope, that's Road to Recon. What's the name of our new program? I'm forgetting it. Oh, look it up, Joe. It's on the app. Something hypertrophy. It's like right here. It's right here.
Everyday Athlete Reps 45, the remix. Is that what you're talking about?
No, she has another one coming out. Megan, help us out. Highway to Hypertrophy. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, Highway to Hypertrophy.
I was like, it's not road, because she used road and highway. So it's like Road to Recomp, Highway to. I see what she did there.
Connecting. Dude, I always send out warnings with Coach Woody, man.
Yeah. You guys ever did a warm up?
There's got to be a PSA.
I do a warm up in Woody's class. I'm like, cool, workout's over. Thank you so much, man. 5-minute ass kicker.
Well, you know how we have the waiver when like the weight goes up to 250, you got to be like, you got to confirm. I'm like, we should do that with these warm ups. Like,
okay.
Are you ready for this? Do you understand what's going on?
Let's petition this. I think that each coach should have like a logo or something that indicates it is like that workout for us. Like it is a like completely unhinged, crazy hard, just like, and it doesn't have to be a program, but even like the individual class or something. Like everybody should have a symbol, because like for mine it would be like, this is like the ultimate ash whooping of a class. Oh my gosh, there was one I did. It was like these. Oh, it was brutal. It was like dirty 30 or something like that. And it was probably the nastiest like one-off workout I've ever done. But I think it should have like a warning label on it that you can like search for. You're like, you know what, today I want Joe to absolutely annihilate me on the tonal. And there should be like a category for that.
I am all for it.
I like where this live. I'm just saying. I like where the live's going. This is fun.
Do you have?
All right. What else do you guys have for it? What else is going on in your lives?
Ash, I got one question for you. Do you have a tell that people can look out for when you're about to enter an Ash whooping? Like you change an outfit.
You know what? Things get weird. And I'm sure you're kind of like this too. Things get weird. Like I'm just like, I'm unhinged a little bit because I know it's coming. And it's like the jokes are good. just the
Yeah, no, you know you're in it.
the giving any cares goes to zero because I'm
Yeah,
like, we're
great
just
space.
about to
Oh,
thrive.
great space.
Smash time is right, Jessica.
Yes,
Smash time is it.
we love that zone.
You know,
Absolutely.
like Staples has a red button. Like it's kind of that, but like with an ash whoop, and it's like I should have a button on stage that I'm like activating.
It's about to happen.
Nice.
Smash time. So good. Uh, yeah, no, I'm just honestly, I'm kind of curious what you guys the community is kind of focused on right now.
Yeah. Tell us,
Like what's
guys.
next for you guys, man? Like what's the challenges you guys are running into, or where are you trying to go? Where are you trying to go next?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get
What
dive into some stuff before
what
we get out today.
Joe Rito. Love that so much.
Oh,
If you
dude,
don't get a sponsorship with like burritos,
dude, I'm
something.
trying. To be honest, I'm trying.
Listen, the highlight of my younger years was working with Chipotle. So gotta make that happen
You worked
again.
with them?
Yeah, dude, I made the coolest content with Mia. Mia was like ordering with her little paws. Yeah,
Do you
gotta
have the
find it.
connection?
Yeah, we gotta bring that back. Gotta bring it back.
Send an email.
You know, my younger years, I was like all about it. Now Joe and I just like our quiet time.
Yeah.
We like to lift, we like to eat,
Yeah, we're
and we
old.
like a good quiet night.
Ash, I feel like I might have sent this to you on Instagram, but I saw this morning. This is how I woke up this morning. I saw an Instagram reel from the New York Football Giants, and they were asking these new players that they just drafted, like Jackson Dart, who happens to be, I don't know, just out of college, say he's 21, 22. And then they said,
Yeah.
at what age is old? And Jackson Dart, he looked right into the camera and
Oh God.
he said 1985. And I was like, that is my birth year, sir. And he came right for me this morning. Came right at me this morning. I was waiting. I was wondering when this was going to happen, like when we hit, you
Yep.
know, in the
Yep.
studio the other day, Ash, I'm talking to Sid, who's like a young AP, right? Young producer on set. And Sid, I'm like playing Limp Biscuit. And she's like, never heard of him. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I'm like, Dumb and
What?
Dumber, never seen it.
Oh God. Wait. I had one of
Yeah.
those moments 2 days ago. So I'm down in Tennessee. Um, and my brother's youngest daughter, oldest daughter, his daughter, just got a cell phone. Now it's like a refurbished one, like not like a brand new one. It's very much like an older iPhone. And my brother and I were talking about when we were kids and we used to want to like talk to a friend, we'd have to like remember their house phone, call their house phone, ask if they were available. And like my brother was telling Evelyn that someone else in the house could like pick up the phone and listen in on your conversation because it was the house line. And if you
Yeah.
were using the house phone, you couldn't like the internet was like weird if you picked up the phone. And she was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then she
Yeah.
goes, oh yeah, I've seen those in some of the old time movies.
Old time movies. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you can cry.
Oh,
I've shed a
the
tear all
devil
week.
herself showed up. Welcome, Woody. We had a whole conversation about you for a minute.
We did.
We were
Woody,
talking
we want
about
to put a disclaimer on your forms.
the highway to hypertrophy and that all of your classes need to have like a warning label. Like you have to accept whatever happens to you if you're joining
Release
Woody's class.
all liability.
All right, team. You know what, Joe? This is kind of fun. This feels like I'm not a streamer. I know you went on that like streaming thing or what. I don't understand it, but
Video game stream
this kind of
world.
felt like one of those moments. Like we're just like here hanging out, like talking through some stuff, you know.
Gosh, it's a real opportunity. Do you guys think that we should start a Twitch streaming account? Do you think we should start gaming?
It's kind of nice because like we kind of just get to hang out and catch up.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's like
It was
you
fun.
guys, we don't get to hang out enough because for those of us who are like beat down on the set, filming and like doing programs, the other is having like, oh, I'm on lives, I'm having a moment, I get to like take a little breather and recover, and then we like vice versa switch. So, you know, we don't get to see each other enough. All right, team. Anything else you got for us? Feel free to drop a few nice words to Woody. She is in the chat. Now's the time. Just let loose, have some fun.
Let loose.
All right. Well, we're heading into the last and final week of 4-week fast track. As always,
Good time to
y'all
throw
keep
it down.
posting in the OTC. Keep posting, even if so. Everyday athlete, for those who weren't actually taking the program, we like kind of we called it the dugout. Like you're not actually in the game, but you're like hanging out in the game. You know, eating some like sunflower seeds, and you know what I mean. You're like in the dugout, just hanging. So you know you can still post and support while people are doing 4-week fast track, and you're like, you do that. I'm in another program, but you do that. So, so if you're finishing up, fitness, if you're finishing up 12 weeks to Jacked and you want to continue the beat down, feel free to join EA2. Feel free to join Woody and her highway roads, all the journeys of being crushed in her classes.
Yeah, man. Just keep rocking.
Yeah.
Building.
Mark, thank you for coming in. Ray, good to see you guys. I think we're gonna call it. I don't have any other cool questions coming through.
No, I think we're good, man. Well, you guys,
I was like, did you forget?
No, you guys know where to find us, man. We're always in the OTC, trying to answer as many questions as possible. And I know we respond as best we can to Instagram too. So yeah, keep communicating. We're always here for you guys, and have a great last week.
Yeah, have some fun. All right, see you, team. Bye.